Imagine this, a single piece of paper powerful enough to buy you a car, in an era when filling your tank cost less than quarter per gallon. This isn't fantasy, it's the story of the $1,000 bill, an American currency titan with a legacy as rich as its face value. But what makes this bill so exceptional? Why has it vanished from our wallets? Our journey begins in the turmoil of the Civil War, an era desperate for stable currency. In 1862, the first $1,000 legal tender or United States notes came into play as part of the funding mechanisms for the war efforts. The notes showcased the portrait of Robert Morris, Superintendent of Finance of the U.S. from 1781 to 1784 and signer of the Declaration of Independence. This is an extremely rare and valuable note, with the last sale reaching an impressive $960,000 in 2018. By 1869, the $1,000 was redesigned and DeWitt Clinton replaced Morris. The former governor of New York, mayor of New York City, and U.S. senator took center stage on a bill of which only two are known today. The last time one came up for sale was in 2019, and the bill sold for an astounding $1.4 million. DeWitt Clinton remained the face of the $1,000 United States note until the series of 1880. This is also the last note of this denomination and a true rarity. One example reached $960,000 at auction in 2018. The interest-bearing note is another type of currency that emerged during the Civil War. These notes accrued interest over a specified period, usually 1 to 3 years. The concept behind interest-bearing notes was innovative for its time. They functioned not just as currency but also as a form of government debt, paying holders a return on their investment in the war efforts. The $1,000 notes were graced by important figures like George Washington and Samuel Chase and other symbolic figures like Justice and America. Unfortunately, almost all of these notes are lost to history. The National Bank Note series also included the $1,000 denomination. Showcasing General Winfield Scott entering Mexico City in 1847, these were issued by national banks chartered by the federal government, starting in 1863. Each national bank note was backed by United States bonds held by the issuing bank. Today, there are no known examples to exist of this historical note, but government records show that there are 21 unaccounted for. The silver certificates, each representing silver held by the U.S. Treasury, entered the economy in 1878. The $1,000 silver certificate featured William Marcy, who held various positions throughout his political career. The series of 1878 and 1880 are extremely rare, with one series 1880 selling for a whopping $1,020,000 back in 2018. By 1891, the $1,000 silver certificate was redesigned. The new, elegant artwork was very popular. Today, this is a unique collectible, with only 2 notes known to exist. The last sale, back in 2019, went up to $1.9 million. The Treasury or coin notes, introduced in 1890, brought an additional type of $1,000 bill. These notes featured General George Gordon Meade, commander of the Union troops at the Battle of Gettysburg. Their unique reverse design, with the 3 zeros resembling 3 watermelons, earned this note the nickname the Grand Watermelon Note. This is the most expensive note in U.S. history, selling in 2014 for almost $3.3 million. The Series 1891 coin note is also of significance. With a redesigned back, it has also become a rare and coveted note. Its last sale, back in 2013, fetched an astounding $2.5 million. Perhaps some of the most coveted of bills are the gold certificates. Each note representing gold held by the Treasury, the $1,000 denomination made its debut in 1865 with a majestic eagle in its design. By 1870, the note would be redesigned, now with Alexander Hamilton as its central figure. His portrait would continue to be used until 1922. A very popular issue, a Series 1907 note sold for $287,500 in 2018. The approval of the Federal Reserve Act in 1913 brought a new era in U.S. currency. The Federal Reserve notes were introduced, paving the way for today's currency. With the portrait of Alexander Hamilton, the series of 1918 included the $1,000 bill as part of the Federal Reserve notes. Even though they are more available than other types of $1,000 bills, some of these have sold for as much as $126,000. In 1928, the Treasury made a complete rehaul of U.S. currency. All denominations experienced a significant transformation, reducing its size to what we commonly see today and introducing a more uniform design. This was part of a broader effort to standardize and economize the production of paper money, making it more practical and easier to handle. It also incorporated President Grover Cleveland into the design, the last person to be honored in this denomination. With this transformation, the Treasury issued the $1,000 bill only as Federal Reserve notes and gold certificates. As the last bills of a grand denomination, these are popular among collectors. Their price range can vary significantly depending on condition, series, and serial number, among other factors. The Federal Reserve notes, just like it is today, became the standard form of currency for the public. For example, a Series 1928 Federal Reserve Star note from New York sold for as much as $76,375 in 2013. On the other hand, the $1,000 gold certificates transitioned into a type of currency used mostly for government transactions. Their possession by the public was declared illegal with the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. The restrictions on these notes were eliminated in 1964 and they remain highly sought after. An uncirculated Series 1928 gold certificate reached $120,000 during an auction in 2021. By 1945, the U.S. Treasury halted printing of all bills higher than $100. In 1969, with minimal use by the public and concerns over the misuse of high-denomination notes for illegal purposes, the Federal Reserve determined to take the $1,000 notes out of circulation along with all other notes over $100. The bills were destroyed as they returned to the Treasury from circulation by banks. From the intricate engravings of Robert Morris, the financier of the Revolution, to the stoic portrait of Grover Cleveland, each bill tells a tale of America's chapters, its triumphs, and its challenges. Today, these bills command prices that soar into the stratosphere at auctions, making them more valuable than ever before. But in a world where a tap of a phone can move thousands of dollars, the $1,000 bill remains a silent guardian of history, reminding us of the tangible value in a digitized economy. It's more than money. It's a snapshot of American legacy, locked in paper and ink. The $1,000 bill may no longer be in our pockets, but it will forever be etched in the history of America's commerce and culture. Have you ever seen a $1,000 bill in person? Would you keep it as a keepsake or cash it in? Drop your answers below, hit like if you enjoyed this journey into the past, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories behind our money. Stay curious.